Brenda J. Lilly here from Creative Consultations. I just wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video that says I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just here to engage, to encourage, and hopefully empower other artists to go out and live their art dream. So here we go. Enjoy the video. Good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with Creative Consultations. It is Monday morning, September 2nd, 2024. Can you feel those seasons starting to shift? I love it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. And if you do, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those you know. Because really, I just want to encourage as many people as I can. So, without further ado, let's on to the video. Good Monday morning, everybody. I've got my big blue cup of coffee and I'm ready to rock and roll. I hope you are too. There is a song that I absolutely love. It's by the Byrds, which is an oldie but a goodie. It's called Turn, Turn, Turn. The chorus lyric says, "To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time to every purpose under heaven." It's so true. We go through seasons in our lives, and the one thing we are promised is that it will turn. This too will pass. The season shall pass. This moment shall pass. It's just temporary. It's a journey, this life we're on. You know, I had a revelation in the past couple of weeks. It took a little while to sort of bubble to the surface. That's what happens when you start to slow down and listen. Listen to your heart, to your soul, and to listen to other people as they journey on for themselves. And here was my realization or my revelation. Somewhere along the way in this past year, or maybe it was even a little bit before the turn of the year, I had hit the pause button on my dreams. And while I've been keeping the daily grind going, I had paused my future dreams, my goals, and my plans. I had gotten so used to serving this week or this moment right here, keeping things just moving along, keeping the train on the tracks, that I hadn't even noticed that I had let my future plans sort of slip through the cracks. Now, I'm not being self-judgmental and I'm not chastising myself about this. As I look back over the last couple of years, there was so much uncertainty in my life. I don't think I was truly safe to let myself, to allow my dreams to be set free, to imagine beyond the moment I was living in or the few moments. I could reach out to a couple months ahead, but I couldn't reach beyond that. It was too much. I had moments where I wished that I could set them free. Those dreams, those plans, those goals. But I quickly became overwhelmed by them. And so I stayed paused. It was like an honest to goodness dream intermission for my life. I was keeping the daily grind going though, and I have to say the last few years with just doing that have been quite full. Quite full of what? Former dreams that myself and a team full of people had brought to life. And then I had to hit pause even on the daily stuff, on the daily work, so that I could go home this year and help my family as we walked my mother through her last few moments of life. And during that time, I just sort of let my fire go out. I lost that fire, my passion, my desire to do anything special or important. I was tired. I was sad. And I was deep in grief. And I had realized some of that. It's a journey. And I've been working on it and working through it and taking good care of myself. This loss that I've gone through this year has been so different than the loss of my father. Well, first of all, I was a lot older, right? And so I was determined this time around to take better care of myself. I allowed myself to walk back into life as slowly as I needed to. But you can't pause life forever. The world around us keeps on whirring and spinning and carrying on, and we all have a purpose to fulfill with our life. So, as my mother would say, it was time to just get on with it. And I unpaused the daily grind button, and it slowly came back to life. Slowly, for me. But that future plans button, that future plans, goals, and dream button had gotten so stuck in its pause position that when I wanted to hit play on it again, on the dream machine, the dream machine, it wouldn't start back up. Crazy, right? It was frozen in fear and uncertainty. That's what getting stuck feels like. So when I was at a training, the leader asked, "Why not you?" And I sat there and I was just completely flummoxed by the question. I had no idea. And as I asked myself the question over and over and over again, there were a few reasons that I came up with that it hadn't been me yet. Why not me? Here's one. I had lost some belief that I could accomplish my dreams. Number two, I had stopped the forward momentum or motion of my dreams. I had stopped giving my dreams the air that they needed to breathe in order to become a reality. I had stopped talking about them. When you're really passionate about something, you talk about it. It's almost like your friends almost get frustrated with you because you just keep going on and on and on about this thing. I just finished writing a play, our next play for our theater company. And I'm so jazzed about it. Every time I'm with my team, I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. And they haven't gotten to read it yet because I'm in the editing process. And so I'm like, oh, and then this happens. And oh, I just rewrote this whole section and they have no idea what the rewrites are. So I'm sure they're getting excited because I'm excited, and it's theater. And so we all love it and we love the journey of it, but they can't wait to read it. They're like, Brenda, just finish the edit so we can read it. Stop talking about it. They get frustrated because they want to be a part of the journey with me. And right now it's just my baby, but I'm going to launch it at the end of the week to the team. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. But I had stopped the forward momentum of my dreams. I had stopped talking about my dream and my dreams and my goals and the future. I had stopped allowing my goals to move forward, my plans to unfold, and dreams to ignite my passion. Why not me? The only answer I found was because of me. I had stopped me. It wasn't outside forces keeping me down. It was me. And I had to get me out of the way. I had to cast away the unwanted roommates that had made their household in my mind, doubt and fear. You know, doubt and fear are they're the biggest dream killers I have ever met. They come around acting like they're going to protect you, acting like they're your friend. When in reality, they are just trying to rob you of your future. Don't let them. It was time that I sent doubt and fear packing. I needed to kick them out of my mind, kick them out of my house and my life. You know, a few weeks back, I talked about fear and how I deal with it. I'm pretty in its face, I have to say. So when I realized this is what was happening, I was like, oh, no, sir. I think not. Out. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. I had gotten so caught up in the unknown, all the unknowns of my life, the unknown of when my mother was going to pass away, when I would need to go home to be with the family, to help her and them as we walked together through those final days. And then how to get back to the Netherlands and get my new residency permit and starting life again here. Would it even be possible? I hadn't realized that I had stopped myself from planning and dreaming. And then I had this online training and was asked, why not me? They asked the question 3 times, I think it was, in the span of an hour. Why not you? Why couldn't this happen for you? They dropped the thought in without giving it an answer and without allowing us much time to process the question. But they asked us 3 times in an hour, so I thought perhaps I should unpack this and the thought, and perhaps we can then start unpacking it together today. So I ask you, why not you? Why not me? You know, the world is in a rush and hurry, survival of the fittest, and I can attest to getting caught up in the rush and hurry of it all, serving the immediate, putting out fires. But that is what I know as survival mentality. And you know, if you've been watching these videos, I prefer thriving rather than just surviving. Sometimes what that looked like, that survival mentality, was letting go of my long-term goals. You know, and there's a difference to holding things loosely so that you can be flexible and letting them go. I mean, like letting them go. Look, we all go through things, good things, bad things, hard things. And for me, this year has been, for a myriad of reasons, really hard, life altering, spirit dampening stuff. And so I think instinctively, I did for myself what my soul needed. I gave myself time, time to feel the pain of loss and walk through it. And I'm still in process, but I am getting through. I intentionally made myself slow down. I made my days slower so that my brain and my spirit had time to catch up. There is nothing wrong with that. Grief, change, transition, getting unstuck are all a process of some kind. And process takes time. It's not a one and done. It's not a one step and you're finished. And you can't or leap the steps in between in order to just get to the end. You need to truly go through the entire process. And I have talked about rest and living intentionally before. What I realized is that I intentionally slowed down. I made that choice. I could not pick everything up and start going 95 miles an hour again immediately upon landing here in the Netherlands. It wasn't possible for me at this moment in time. I had to turn down the noise. I had to turn down the pressure valve of life, or I would have gotten so overwhelmed that I would have crashed and burned in the first month. But looking back at that moment in time, which was not so long ago, you guys, it's kind of funny to me because what I think of slowing down, letting go, or putting down, it's different than what other people think about it, I think. Because I had some folks in my life who were really concerned about me when I got back to the Netherlands. They thought I was going too fast. I felt like I was slowing way down, and they thought I was still going too fast. I could see why. I mean, I was pretty busy when I got back, but it was good things. It was life-giving stuff that I was doing, and I needed to do it. What I'm saying is I did what I had to do so that the dream, while I let go of it or put it in stasis or limbo, if you will, could still survive. I knew I still had work to do, but when I got back, I didn't have the space, the passion, the inspiration to start working on the new big thing. I could talk about it, but I couldn't bring it into reality or into fruition. So I started something else instead. Something I knew would feed my soul and motivate me. I began these Monday morning Kickstart videos. Obviously, I'm letting the cat way out of the bag. It's the big secret. These weekly Kickstarts are as much for me as they are for you. And I think that being real with you is important. I haven't solved every problem. I just have some problem solving skills. And that's what I'm trying to share. So perhaps part of my story, part of my journey can help you on yours. The Monday morning Kickstart, they gave my life a focus. I needed to plan the videos and what they were about. That led me to planning my weeks again. Because guess what, everybody? Monday comes once every week. So buckle up, Buttercup. Do what you're talking about. Put stuff in your agenda, Brenda. Plan the week. And so that's what I did. I started planning my weeks again, putting in my agenda, my big rocks, those things that can't be moved. There's those meetings and writing times and whatever, the small rocks, the recreation time, the goal serving time, the writing time, the rest time, the dreaming time. And as I got back to working on purpose for a purpose, my self talk became less cloudy, and I began seeing what I wanted again, the dreams, both little and big. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps and I started getting on with it. I said to myself, you've been talking about changing your sleep regimen so that you would have more energy during the day and get better sleep at night for your health and wellness. Do it. You've been talking about eating healthier. Do it. Talking about walking more. Do it. And something inside of me began waking up. My soul began reaching out for new thoughts and new ideas, taking part in trainings, life-giving and passion-building things. This why not me question was the wake-up call my soul needed to light the fire of passion and inspiration again, to make the year plan, to put the budgets and thoughts together, to see my way to the future. And honey, it's so bright, I think I want to wear shades. Just saying. Okay, I'm corny, but that's okay. So here's the thing. The question, why not me, reminded me I have to put the work in. And it's not always going to be fun, and it's not always going to be easy, and it's not always certain, but I have to put the work in. I have to believe and talk about and then do. Dreaming the dreams, planning the plans, and doing all the things that will make that dream a reality. Because there's no reason it can't be me. There's no reason it can't be you. Now, look, this took me a hot second to get to, right? It didn't just materialize in my brain in one fell swoop. It needed to bubble to the surface. And I had a lot of inner work that I needed to do. And I'm still in process on some of that. And when I started, I couldn't just pick it all up and get going. I needed time. I had to go one step at a time, one thought at a time. And I always had to keep my priorities in check. And so I give this to you. Go one step at a time, one thought at a time. Keep your priorities in check. If your tank is empty, you got to fill it up before you go on the journey. So that has to take priority. For me, I fill up my tank with my faith. If you don't practice, you need to find that thing that fills up your tank. So what I want to say to you is everything in this life has a season. What season are you in? If you are in transition, or if you're in a time of your life where your passion has been dampened, take a breath. Find things that help you to heal. Find things that fill you up. And you need to know that this work isn't optional. It's imperative to being able to launch your dream fully and well. Remember, if you try to do a new thing on an empty tank, you won't get very far. And then, if you do try to launch this dream on an empty tank and you don't get very far, you're going to have to fight feelings and thoughts of failure or not being enough. Yuck. Stop that. Stop right there and fill up your tank. Take the time you need to take before you launch that new thing. Prioritize. Make yourself and your wellness something of a priority so that you can fully realize your dream. For me, When these thoughts started bubbling to the surface, this revelation started bubbling to the surface, I knew I was ready. It was like with this question, why not me? And unfettering the thoughts of why not me, it was like a switch in my brain flipped, a switch in my soul turned back on. And suddenly, or not so suddenly, I could engage with my big dream again. So that's what I have for us today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you hear my desire for you to be healthy and well and dream your big dreams. Have a great week, and I will see you next Monday. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.